Because, I mean, there's only but so much hot topics that we can all talk about, right? There's only but so many sounds and musically, there's only but so much we can do, right? As an artist, there's but so many mediums that you can give your art in. As a designer, there's only but so much you can do with a garment. There's a shirt, there's a pant, there's a skirt, there's a dress, there's a short. All right. That's it. That's all we got. And a jacket. Now, the weight of it, the length of it, the color of it, all of that stuff varies. And it is the material that is all made available to us. The thing that separates the cream from the crop is the intention behind it, the manner in which you give your work. So for me, I had to question my intention, and every creative should do this. Brainstorming sometimes is not what it is that it takes for you to deliver a dynamic product. Sometimes it takes what is your intention in delivering this dynamic product. Because that's the thing. People will always respond to your intention, regardless of what your reality is. So follow me if you will. People aren't going to respond to you based off of just on the outside. I mean, listen, let's face it, right? Let's use the female celebrity at this point, right? This week, Azealia Banks found it necessary to not only dig her heels in on Lizzo, which you could see her in a video ripping Lizzo apart. Oh, you fat, blah, blah, blah. And you think people want to see that and you need to go lose weight and all this other stuff, right? And then you could hear her comparing herself, see her on her timeline this week, comparing herself to Tinashe. Tinashe released an album last week. And on the cover art, Azealia found that the cover art was reminiscent to something that she had done. Now, listen, here's what I do know. Intention, again, is everything. I found myself in a conversation this week with some guys, some friends of mine, about Summer Walker. And I found myself again, and we've talked about it on this show, defending Summer Walker and her inability to do what is professionally obligated to her because of her personal battle with mental health, anxiety, depression, what have you. And I found myself again, thinking on a deeper level in terms of intention to even what I'm doing. And I found myself just wanting to pay attention to even who I was, because if I want to be a person of mindfulness and of consciousness, if you want to be the person that you say that you are, even when you create and you deliver, you have to watch your words. So I can't be a person who walks around and says, I hate people. I can't stand people. People get on my nerves. Fuck people. But yet and still have a creative platform in which I need people to be able to respond to the deepest part of me. Because the energy that people will feel is that I really am not here for you. I'm here for a self-serving reason. And that is the true energy that people will respond to. You ever notice that in a world of Tinashe's and Azealia Banks and Rihanna's and Lizzo's, and let's be honest, sometimes it's not the best creative that rises to the top. Sometimes it's just the one. It's just the one with the purest intention. Now, listen, I had to reevaluate even my thought on Summer Walker, because in my mind, I thought to myself, well, you're defending her anxiety, which you should, because I get that. But we're talking about intention and professional obligation here. Now, if Summer Walker wanted to just be a creative and didn't want to deal with people, she either needed to find a way to curate that or keep her talent and herself back in the place where she came from, where she doesn't have to deal with people. There are millions of people around the country, around the world, who are amazingly talented creatives, but who know that they can't, they don't want it. They don't want celebrity. They just want to be able to create. So they are in whatever county, whatever city, wherever, creating, not wanting to be famous. There are famous people who act, who don't give us any of their personal lives. Meryl Streep does not live in Hollywood or New York. She lives in New Mexico. She is only here to give us her acting, her creativity with the purest of intention, and then she goes back to where she's from. She doesn't do a lot of speaking engagements. She doesn't do things that requires her to be outside the realm that she wants to operate in. She gives us her creative, and then she goes back. And that's something that's very possible for any creative. Don't ruin your name by signing up for an intention that you don't want to deliver on. Dig deep in yourself and figure out, what is it that I'm delivering here? Yes, anybody could be a party promoter. Anybody could be a podcaster. Anybody could be a chef. Anybody could be a dancer. But what is your intention? What is your intention to do with that creativity? Are you doing it because you want to be famous? Are you doing it because you want to be the best at it? Or are you doing it for people? Because if you're doing it for people with the purest intention, that is what people are going to respond to. I beg to say that Beyonce is probably one of those people. As a fellow Virgo, I will tell you this. I'm not the best podcaster. I'm not the only one. I'm not the most famous one. I don't have an ensemble cast. It's just you and me every day, or every week rather. Right? Good, bad, or indifferent. It's just us. But hopefully what it is that you get from this is that you feel my intention. And my intention is to shift the way that you view mindfulness and consciousness and creativity for yourself and for others. Literally, I just want a cultural shift. I want to be able to shift the way that people think. And if this is the platform that I get to use, then I'm really excited about it. And I challenge all creatives out there. Check yourself for the intention to which you create. The best work is going to come. Yes, you've got to plan. And you've got to do your marketing due diligence. And you've got to, keep a pulse off of what's new now and next. But you also have to keep a pulse on what's inside of you. Because there are millions of people, thousands of people who are delivering the same thing that you're delivering. So what separates you from them? The only thing that's going to separate you from other creatives or from anybody else is your intention. I love you. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next week. Peace.